In this episode tonight, coming up, it's more chat about football.
We're back.
We are here at Corby Town, and this is Corby Town TV, which is a great place to have us because we are Corby Town TV and we're at Corby Town.
We are indeed, aren't we?
And now we're not in the stand though today, though, are we?
No. What's this episode called?
This is called From the Dugout.
From the Dugout.
Well, actually, dug in at the dugout.
There you are. Yeah.
Dug in at the dugout.
Yep.
So, how are you?
I'm absolutely shattered.
Oh, right. Yeah. Why is that?
8 games, 15 band interviews in the space of 4 days.
That's rock and roll, that is.
That is. That's my done. And how was your...
I was living in Derbyshire.
You were?
In the rain, in a tent.
Yeah.
It was muddy. But hey, that's the way it goes. You pay your money, and you go to festivals. Sometimes it's nice, and sometimes it's too hot because you can't escape it, and sometimes it's wet, and sometimes it's just perfect, but that's a very rare thing. So here we are on Corby Town TV. Please hit the like button if you like this kind of stuff. Hit the subscribe button if you want more of this stuff, and hit the notification button if you never want to miss a day.
That's correct.
There you go. So, news from Corby Town coming up. What have you got, Michael?
What have I got? Well, it's the under-18s last game of the season. In case you're not aware, unfortunately, they can't win the league. But they do play the team that have won the league this year. We had a brief chat with Colin before we came on. It's a disappointing end to the season and for the team.
It does sound like that. And from what the manager was saying, there's been some, some shenanigans. Let's just say that. We can't apportion any blame. It sounds like we'd like to, but we're trying to be clever and not apportion any blame. But I think if there was any blame to be apportioned, Michael, it would be on the team. They're probably at the top of the league.
I don't think we should go that far.
All right, okay. Yeah. Or at least they're
well, he will.
Yeah, or at least their awful ground, lack of facilities, terrible amenities, and generally way they think it's okay to let away teams prepare in a football match by giving them no running water and no support before the game. But that's.
Yep. So
some proper teams do that as well, don't they?
They do.
They give them horrible little dressing rooms, rooms,
and then you have to walk across the car park, and then you have to shuffle through something else. No mention of names. Coventry Sphinx.
Not been. I'll be there.
You're not been. Oh, they have to walk across the car park. The dressing rooms are. I'm not even sure what are they. Do they have to walk down some stairs as well?
When it comes to these things, right? We all know that there's rules and regulations at certain steps of football grounds, and you know this. If you open up the velvet curtain and look behind it, there's certain stipulations that football teams must adhere to if they're in certain levels of football league, right? So when Luton went up to the first division, they had to have X amount of seats. They
Premier League, Chuck.
What did I say?
First division.
Oh, yeah. When they went up to the Prem, they had to make sure that they had the facilities for Sky broadcasting, for a VAR, for corporate seats, for good access and all that. And it cost them an absolute packet. Fair enough, they made their money back.
10 million.
Yeah.
That's what they had to spend. Yeah.
However, if you're in at step 7, you've got to make sure that you've got X amount of seats, X amount of standing, X amount of covered facilities on the touchline. You've got to make sure that there's a meal available after the game. There's hot water available and there's ice available. And there isn't, is there? In some cases.
No, there isn't.
And who's to blame for this? There's only one blame here.
The FA.
It's the FA.
I knew he was going to say that, so I beat him to it.
And do they chase these things up?
No.
No, they don't, because they're more concerned about how to make big bucks from the Premiership.
Indeed.
That's unfortunately where we're at when it comes down to non-league football. And when you're dealing with youth football, it's even worse, isn't it?
It's a struggle.
But that's football, and we all have to say. But we're not registered by Ofcom here on a podcast, so we can generally say what we want. The FA are awful. Just drip down the money and give some money to non-league footballers. And stop giving it to all those people at the top of the tree. That's what I'm saying. Isn't that right?
I think you've mentioned that so many times on here. I think we should make an episode on it.
Well,
and
maybe.
Chuck can do the history of the FA's inability to share the money in the football pyramid.
Yeah. I mean, there's other history in the FA, isn't there? If you go back to the 1920s, when would you believe this? The women were allowed to play football, and then the FA went, "Oh no, we're stopping that. We're banning that. Women can't play football anymore." And then it wasn't until that we won the FA, we won the World Cup, or we went to the World Cup in '71. Nobody knew about it, but a movie came out last year, and then all of a sudden, ladies are doing it again, and the FA must have so much egg on their face. They must be licking each other's faces, getting the egg off.
And now they fill 70 or 80,000 at Wembley Stadium.
Yeah. And male and sponsorships or kit manufacturers still don't want to get involved and make certain special kits. Mary Earps, well done. Get your kits out there. Nike, you're a disgrace. But I can't say that out loud.
No, probably not.
No. So
too late. You've done it.
So news at Corby Town.
News at Corby Town.
Yeah. Have you got any?
Yes, I have. There's some wonderful news. As Chuck alluded to in the last episode, we'll put a poster on there. On the 8th of June, up here, there's a Volunteers Day, and they're going to be doing lots of different activities. Now, it's up to you, as a supporter, and your friends, and your family, to come up here to have the most wonderful facility, to keep it up to date, and for the new clubhouse to do work in there, and it's for your benefit. So please come up and join in on the 8th of June.
There's quite a bit of painting. I know there's a little bit of black painting above the stairs because that needs to be filled in. And the whole of the downstairs on the outside of Skim, that needs to be painted probably white over those dancing figures, which I've always thought looked awful. I don't know who did it. I'm not saying the imagery. Well, I am saying the imagery is bad. It makes no kind of resemblance to the footballers. If there was black and white footballers, because that's the colour of the kit, obviously, no other reason. If they were on there, that would look great, but that's not the case. So 8th of June, as I said in the mention last week, get up here, Volunteers Day. It's a Saturday, isn't it? So.
Sorry, I'd take a drink, and I covered it up so we don't have that kind of sponsorship on here.
Yeah.
Anyways, hopefully you can't see.
Quite simple. Don't buy Coca-Cola. They're the biggest polluters of plastic on the planet.
Okay.
Bit of politics there.
Yeah.
You're going to edit that bit out, aren't you?
No.
All right. So we've got some fixtures.
We have 8 pre-season fixtures.
I have them in front of me, Michael.
You do?
I do.
The last 4, 3 of them are at home, and 1 is away to Stopfold, which is in Bedfordshire, because that question has been asked, and that's where it is.
So let's start. Let's start at the very beginning. It's a very good place to start. That's quite good, isn't it? Right, so pre-season friendlies. First game is away at Wisbech Town on the 6th of July. That is a 3 o'clock kickoff. Leicester Nirvana on the 9th of July. That is a 7:45 kickoff. Away at Melton Town. Now, I reckon, Michael?
Yep.
Is that Melton Mowbray?
Yes.
Right, Melton Town in Melton Mowbray, Leicestershire. That is a 3 o'clock kickoff on the 13th.
Can I just say something really quickly on that? What an awful lot. If you've ever been there before, and because they've done an awful lot of ground, they had a 3GP pitch put down, and then they had to rip it all up again.
Wow.
And they played at Loughborough Dynamo last season, but the ground, the amount of work they've done there now, and the facilities are superb.
So that's at Melton Town.
Yeah.
So if you want to go to a ground where you see some new facilities, get along to Melton Town. It's only just down the road, really. It's following that road there, down the church, down past the castle and up the hill and over the hill and through Uppingham.
30 mile?
Yeah, it's
30 mile.
So that's a Saturday afternoon kickoff, 13th of July, as I say, 3 o'clock kickoff. Then we're away at Barwell. Now, we've been to Barwell, haven't we?
Yeah, Leicestershire.
Yeah, so that is, and oddly enough, on the 20th of July, so that's a Saturday, I've got an 11 o'clock kickoff.
Yeah.
Very early. Get up early if you want to go to that one. And then, ladies and gentlemen, we've got 3 games at home. Have you got them there?
No.
Okay. 23rd of July is a Tuesday night. 7:30 kickoff. That's versus Spalding United. That's going to be a bit of a game, isn't it? Because I'm sure the Spalding fans would like to come over and see how their team is going to be performing as they've just won the league. Then you've got another game here at Steel Park, 3 o'clock kickoff Saturday afternoon, the 27th of July. That is versus Berkhamsted.
Yeah.
Do we want to pronounce that any other different way? Berkhamsted. No.
Berkhamsted.
Berkhamsted, probably. Yep. And then another Tuesday night on the 30th. That's 30 of July, 7:30 kickoff versus St Ives. Before you mentioned away at Stotfold, which will be the last friendly game, pre-season friendly game of the year, 3rd of August. That's a 3 o'clock kickoff on the Saturday. Now, those Tuesday night games, I won't be here, Michael.
No, you won't, will you?
I'm on the radio doing a live broadcast.
Are you really?
Narrowcasting across the planet. So, yeah, I don't know who's going to be doing the PA system that night. Somebody's going to have to do that. Probably Phil Toon. He does everything.
You reckon?
Yeah. It's in the middle of the holiday season. So, lots of games to come up. So, yeah, a lot of chance to see the Steelmen before they start. Now, if that last game is on the 3rd of August,
it would suggest that the season starts on the 10th, maybe.
10th or the 11th? 7th, 10? Oh, yeah, you might be right.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Do you think that might be an FA Cup Prem game?
Ah, there you are. I mean, I might be wrong on this. Didn't one season we start the FA Cup before we started the league?
I think that was the case.
I'm not sure whether we did that last year. I don't know.
This just shows
we
how...
know a man that does, though, and his name's Macca.
Oh, right.
He's not here.
No, David Tilley might know that as well. But, so that detail will be announced, I'm sure, very shortly, the FA Cup games and the FA Trophy games. And then sometime during mid-July, we'll see the fixtures coming through for the league. We know who we're playing. We've been through that list.
We have indeed.
A couple of games that we're looking forward to there. We're playing Wellingborough Town, of course, and Diamonds. And, it's got a chance of seeing a couple of teams along the way. Do you know what? A bit weird. I haven't seen these fixtures come out in the friendlies.
Yep.
We're not playing Market Harbour Town.
Nope.
So,
well, they're not very friendly.
Would have been nice. They're the nearest team we've got. We're also not playing that Kettering team either.
No,
but they're a long way away now because they don't even play in Kettering. They play in Bishop.
Burton Latimer.
Where, I knew it was some faraway time place.
Yeah.
But so we've got some games to look forward to. So other than that, and what's happened in the bar. And what needs to happen there and the tidying up.
We have some important information for you as a supporter on match day. If you don't go on the website and you don't go on others and you're just waiting for news on here, we can confirm, and the club has confirmed, and Chuck will know the answer to this, that the admission prices for our match days has been released for this coming season. Okay, they will increase to £12 per adult per game.
Wow.
And the concessions is £7. And but the club will hold prices for accompanied children under the 16 at £2. The season tickets are £190 for adults.
I can't read that.
Yep, and £110 for concessions and £25 for juniors. So you can apply for those season tickets with blah, 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 blah. All tickets purchased before the 10th of June will include free entrance to all pre-season friendlies.
At home?
Yeah.
So you've got 3 pre-season friendlies. If you get your early bird season ticket, it sounds like, which is, it's a good deal. To get all that football for less than £200. To have the money early doors and in the bank, it supports a team. It means that we can bring players in. It helps what goes on the pitch because we like a good playing surface here at Steel Park. And obviously it helps to buy things, to tidy things up. We want this place to look spotless and clean and what's the word? Squeaky clean. That's the word I was looking for when we start the new campaign, because we want people to come here. We want away teams to come here and be like overawed and just make it difficult for them. But I think going forward, there's a bit of work that needs to be done. Now, there was some stuff that happened last week. We had to go in for the SAG.
The SAG?
The SAG, I think that's what it's called, where they do the checking of the ground and make sure all the facilities are available. And obviously here at Steel Park, they're pretty much spot on. So I know Stevie was having that meeting. I've been away all weekend, so living in a tent, I wouldn't know what's going on. But I know there's been some things happening there. So anything that's been pointed out, any snags, see what they've done there. See what they've done there. It's building trade.
Yeah. Snagging.
So, they'll probably tidy them up and things will be sorted. But I know there's some moves afoot with the T-bar to make sure that the venting goes outside and directly outside, not into the tunnel, because it's always been it's not an eyesore, it's a smellosaurus, isn't it?
Smellosaurus.
So, hopefully that will be sorted very soon too.
And what we're going to have is we're going to have a competition, Mike.
A competition?
And we want you, okay, to decide which song this man should sing in its entirety on the podcast.
Why am I singing a song on the podcast?
Because it's a totally random thing to do.
Well,
and my task will be to do a dance.
And dance.
A dance.
Dance. Darling, dance. Well, as long as it's I Love a Lolly, because I like that song. It's kind of cool.
I Love a Lolly?
I love a lolly, by golly I do. You could dance that quite easy, couldn't you?
I could do that, yeah.
Rather than something like Let It Be from Frozen. I'm not going to do all of that, am I?
No.
Who knows this stuff?
He does.
Absolutely shocking. So,
yeah.
But yes. And please, if you'd like to write to us, please do so on the back of a sealed down envelope or a postcard and send it to the usual address and ask where we should go and sit and do the next podcast. We've been in the stand a couple of times. We've been over here in the home dugout. Where I think we should do it on the pitch. Right in the centre circle. Or maybe in front of the James Ashworth VC Memorial stand. That would be nice. We could take a couple of seats and just sit on the turf. Because I'm sure they'll be reseeding the pitch soon.
I'm sure they will, yes.
That's kind of thing that happens.
They will. Whether the intention is after tonight's game, I don't know, but we'll see.
So, it's where else can we go? There's not many other places. We could do it sitting on the steps of the old stand, or maybe, we could actually go into the bar and show off the bar.
We could do, yes.
So we'll get a couple of ideas in, but if you've got any thoughts or ideas, just please let us know. Contact us via the socials in the usual kind of way.
That's correct. You can do all of that, and I think we should take the opportunity to thank everybody that has watched our podcast so far, and the fact that it seems to be that the season now for a lot of the Corby teams is, although the first team ended first, just, a good well done to all of our teams, really.
Yeah, most certainly.
You can mention, it's not just about the first team, the under-15s, the ladies, the youth team who've got their final game tonight. I know the under-14s. I don't know the names of all the teams, but for all within our academy and whatever, then
anybody who wears that Corby Town badge.
Yeah.
So well done to everybody. Congratulations on the season. I know there's a couple of dits and dots still to dot the I's and cross the T's still to complete the season. But I think it's been very good. It's been interesting. And I think we look forward to the new season with a new vigor and a new appreciation of what we've seen this season, knowing that it can only get better really next season. and we need to keep an eye on which players are going to be here.
Yep.
But we're not going to know that yet. But I'm sure that come mid-July, after the first couple of what they're called pre-season friendlies, we'll have a good idea of what the season is going to be shaping up like with the team that we have available to us.
I don't know. I don't know how it works, Chuck, to be honest with you. I'm sure Gary's working very hard already.
Well, he does watch these things for tips. And
does he?
Yeah.
What, are you and me?
Yeah. Tips on maybe players that we need. We need a pacey winger.
All right.
We've if we can't get Tom Finch back in goal because he was a loanee, we need a decent keeper. And there's a Pine Wagtail, and we'll have him on the pitch as well. Yeah. He's better dressed than a referee, and he's wearing black and white.
I'd love to see Ruben Marshall here as well. Liked him, lovely player.
But it makes you think whether or not that some of these teams that have gone up, whether they've got the kind of players that can compete at that higher level, and whether they're going to be thinking, let's just stay where we are.
I think, and I might be wrong here, I saw a post the other day with Jake Duffy wishing Harborough all the best.
He's a travelling footballer, isn't he?
He is. I would imagine he's going to end up somewhere else.
He likes to go between here and Stamford and there. And
did you, we both had this conversation, not necessarily about Jake, but other players, once they get promotion, they don't want to make that next step because the travelling is just too much.
It could be. We've all been up there. I mean, it's we can get away, luckily, around about 5:30 of a game day. And after watching the game and doing the interview after the game and all that kind of gubbins, and then you can be home by 6:30, 7 o'clock latest. And if you step up a league, all of a sudden you're seeing you might not get home before 7:30, 8 o'clock time. And some players, you've got the young kids at home, they don't want that. So let's see what happens. There's still extra training. There's still going to be here involved. So we'll wait and see what kind of team we get next season. But ultimately, and we've said it time and time again, we need to get out of the league we're in.
Yes, we do. I saw a cryptic message today.
Another one?
Yeah, it was a cryptic one. And it basically a picture of Daventry Town logo. And it said back where it all started. That's what it said. And it was posted by a guy called Tommy Berwick.
Tom Berwick.
Yeah.
So I've got to say, the people at Daventry, they have got a very, very good social media team there, haven't they? They're like the little things. So Tom Berwick.
And what that means, I've no idea. We'll wait and see. To me, it was very cryptic.
But
I didn't even know he was still playing.
Liam Dolman's still playing, isn't he? For crying out loud, he must be nearly 50. Now, he's not. But we've also, and we've got to take this into consideration, we've still got some really, really good lads that are playing playing tonight in this youth team.
Very good. Very good.
This season. So I think what would be a good summer for them to build up, get fitter, get faster, get on the mark, and I think they'll be involved quite heavily.
Excuse me.
Why, what have you done?
I burped.
Oh, did you? I didn't hear it.
And I thought, well, it doesn't matter, but then the microphone's right here.
Very true.
So it's going to come across.
See, we're professional. We're wearing microphones.
Yeah.
I think we've got that to not a full back, but to be involved in the squad. And I think it might bolster the squad on the bench, which is oddly enough where we're sitting.
We are. We wanted to see what it's like to sit on the bench.
Really?
And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 benches.
That's right. Referee! That's how that works, isn't it?
Do you know what you said? Get down, you vampire! That's what you said. Anyways, should we start to
wrap it up?
Yeah, I think so, because we've got an 18.
So they're coming in now, so we'll get going. But thanks for joining us here at Corby Town TV. If you like this, subscribe, like, and hit the notification button so you never miss out. You will want to do that because you never know what gems of information we're going to bring you here on the YouTube channel that we give to you. So with that, this is Michael.
It is. My name is Michael, the one and only.
And I am Chuck. And with that in mind, we will say
Good night,
good night.
good day, and good evening.
Take care.